Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Spring Boot classes. Yesterday, we have learned few of the modules in Spring Cloud, and today we are going to learn few more modules. That is Spring Cloud Alibaba. Spring Cloud Alibaba provides one-stop solution for distributed application development. It contains all the components required to develop distributed applications, making it easy for you to develop your applications using Spring Cloud. So, if you want to work with Spring Cloud Alibaba, what we have to do? We need to add some annotations and small amount of configuration to connect Spring Cloud application to the distributed solutions of Alibaba and build a distributed application system with Alibaba middleware. What features it provides? Spring Cloud provides to connect to Alibaba: flow control and service degradation, circuit breaking, system adaptive protections, and service registry and discovery, distribution configuration, event driven, message bus, distributed transaction, WRPC. So event driven means if some event happened, so you want to any action needs to be taken based on the event. So those details will be configured. Now after that, this about the Alibaba. How we can connect to AWS by using Spring Cloud? It's also same. What we can do is whatever the AWS provides services, if you want to connect with the Spring Cloud, it offers a convenient way to interact with the AWS provided services using well-known Spring idioms and APIs, such as the messaging or caching API. Developers can build their applications around the hosted services without having to care about infrastructure or maintenance. These are the features where we can use Spring Cloud to connect to AWS. One is Spring Messaging API implementation, Spring Cache API implementation, annotation based mapping for SNS, access the resources by their logical name defined in the cloud formation, automatic JDBC creation based on the logical name on RDS. How we can do SQS queue listener? Just messaging mapping logical queue name. Annotation based SNS listener, how we will do it? Request mapping SNS receive. Notification message mapping. Same ways, subscription mapping. These are the message templates. If you want to send a notification to this topic, what message we need to send, subject. Then same SQS template will be there. Convert and send. The queue name, what details we need to send. This is a high level of using Spring Cloud for AWS. In the here whatever we are learning, it's a basic concept. What are the services Spring provides for to connect different cloud infrastructure services. We are not going in detail. So yeah, now coming to Spring Cloud Bus. What is Spring Cloud Bus? It's a links nodes of distributed system with a lightweight message broker. This can be used to broadcast state changes, that is configuration changes or other management instructions. Kafka broker implementation are included with the project. Alternatively, how we can get started? As long as Spring Cloud Bus and RabbitMQ are on the class path, any Spring Boot application will try to contact RabbitMQ server on localhost 5672, the default value of the RabbitMQ address. How we can do that? Configuration, enable REST control. This annotation we can use it. Now Spring Cloud Security Circuit Breaker. Spring Cloud Circuit Breaker provides an abstraction across different circuit breaker implementations. It provides consistent API to use in your applications, allowing developer to choose the circuit breaker implementation that best fits your needs for your app. Supported implementations, resilience forge, Spring retry. So circuit breaker, if some exception happened, if we want to do retry mechanism 2-3 times, after that what you have to throw an exception based on this configuration. To create a circuit breaker in your code, you can use circuit breaker factory API. When we include a Spring Cloud circuit breaker starter and class path bin implementation, this API will automatically be created for you. Very simple example using the API given below. What we can do here, @service demo controller service is there. Circuit breaker factory we will pass as in the controller as an injection. So circuit breaker factory dot create if rest dot get object slow string dot throwable. If suppose anything, if you are calling the slow API, right? So if any exception comes, then it will throw that. The circuit breaker create API will create an instance of a class called circuit breaker. The run method takes a supplier and a function. The supplier is the code that you are going to wrap in circuit breaker. The function is the fallback that will execute if the circuit breaker is tripped. The function will be passed the throwable that cause the fallback to be triggered. You can optionally exclude a fallback if you do not want to provide one. If project reactor is on the class path, then you can also use it for your reactor code. How you can reactor code? Reactive circuit breaker factory web client. Mono, this is the URI. The reactive circuit breaker factory dot create API will create instance of a class called reactive circuit breaker. The run method takes a mono and flux and wraps its circuit breaker. You can optionally profile a fallback function which will be called if the circuit breaker is tripped and will be passed to throwable that cause the failure. This is how our circuit breaker implementation using Spring Cloud. So these are the couple of modules under Spring Cloud project. We can go through tomorrow's class. What is the Spring Cloud CLI and Cloud Foundry Service Broker, these things. So if you want to more detail, either go to ChatGPT or you can learn more things from different website. Here in our classes only I am explaining the high level what is the thing by seeing the Spring Boot project website. Uh, in going forward, I'll take you through each and every concept in detail. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.